Owl fans, welcome to Hootie Hoo, Impact Media's weekly dive into the world of KSU football, hockey, and rugby. I'm your host, Jeremy the Impact York. Welcome into another great show. We actually got KSU on the TV right now, who just scored. Did not see who that was, but they ran past a lot of Hilltoppers. So good to know that they scored. They are playing up in Western Kentucky on ESPN2. Doubt you'll be able to tune in by the time this show comes out. But, oh, wow. Yep. It'll have Benefield, too, that look like. So what it says doesn't say, but just know very explosive play. We're going to get into the world of football here shortly. Want to tell you guys it was Michael Benefield. My phone alert just went off. Good for him. 37-yard touchdown. Go out. Lost my train of thought. Gonna get into the world of football. Gonna get into rugby. Gonna talk some hockey as well. But first, if you want to follow the show, go to YouTube. Impact underscore media underscore. Underscore is the line at the bottom. If not, just look for some of the shows. I'm sure you'll find it. Hootie Hoo will be one of the featured shows on there. It is one of 5 featured on that channel, with Board Check, our hockey show, featured on its own channel. So, also the Impact 99, you'll find this guy, and you'll be able to find any of the shows as well, because I post them all up on there. All right, so let's get in. Let's talk some rugby. Let's talk some rugby first. I wanted to give a shout out to the women's rugby team, who over the weekend had a game against GCSU. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they were supposed to play Valdosta State. Valdosta State got scared. I don't know exactly what happened, but they ended up playing GCSU. It ended up being a really close battle. They got to play a ton of players in this, and a ton of Lady Owls, who some of them getting some of their better minutes for the year. Some of them getting their first tries of their careers of the year. That's awesome. So awesome. I love rugby. It's the rugby shirt here. Made by Chance Winglucci just for the men. It was a fundraiser. It's really cool. I'll show you guys. Yeah, I'll show you guys the back of it at some point. But KSU ends up with the victory, 39-31. Fantastic victory for the Lady Owls. I believe they are done for the year. I do not think they have any games added. But shout out to the women's team, who just continue to do amazingly awesome things. While we're at it, let's talk about the men. The men have a game this weekend, this Saturday at 4 p.m. at the field. Just, all right, see where these are? It's well, it's kind of weird. It's the away stands that I would be looking at these are the home stands. So behind the away stands, is a field, and that is where they are playing their game. So make sure to go back there and check them out. They're playing against Georgia Tech. They can beat Georgia Tech. I'll tell you right now, Coach Matt Heaton, he's going to have these boys, these lads ready to go, ready to pound into the try zone. I'm predicting KSU victory, and we'll get to my predictions here in a minute, because it looked pretty good last week in that. But as I said, they got a game this weekend. I think they're going to have one each of the next 3 weeks. We're going to try to get out to at least one. Just been some weird scheduling conflicts. Haven't been able to make any of them so far, but we are trying to get to, got one this Saturday, got one next Saturday with the University of North Georgia and Eastern Carolina University the Friday after that. So looking like possibly next week if we're going to make it to one. But we'll see what we can do with that. Shout out to the guys, though. They've had a great overall year. For the most part, they're starting 15. I'm gonna just go 1 through 15 for people that don't know. Uh, you got Chase Salcar, you got Corden Ellis, Joey Gorman. They have been anchoring the front. Corden Ellis, that's somebody I wanna see him play because that two spot, that is the hooker spot. Um, it ends up being one of uh, my favorite positions on the rugby field because of all that goes into it. There is a ton that goes into it. Now the props, Chase and Joey, they have a lot to do with it too. They are like the arms and legs, where Corden Ellis is like the brain of the front tack, for almost all they're doing there. Um, of course, the 4, 5, 6 of Miles Smith, Nick Daniel, and John Burke do a fantastic job, as well as Jesse Martin at the 7. I do not envy Jesse Martin one bit at the 7 because one of the best sevens, professional sevens that I have seen play is his head coach Matt Heaton. So uh, Jesse, you've got a hard task because Matt knows how to play 7 as good as anybody, and he's going to stay on you and make sure you're playing at your absolute best. Then you get into the number 8, David Hudson. He's been doing a good job as well. We get into the 9, which are the scrum half and the I'm missing one. The scrum half. This is gonna bug me. But anywho, the fly half. I believe those are the two that are responsible for the 10. Will do a lot of the kicks a lot of times, and is basically the scrum half and the fly half are in charge of the ones getting the ball, kind of the quarterback, to distribute among the line when play gets stopped. And that's Xavier Anderson and the captain Blake Bibb, who hold down the 9 and 10 respectively. Um, then you get the back row guys of Jaden Jones, DeMarco Correa, Steven, is it Lewison? We'll go with John Menzies and Jordan Argalagos. Hope I got your name right, Jordan. Back row, very much that. They are not really the last line of defense, but some of those are back row. Back row guys are more the 4 through 8, where the 11 through 15 are kind of like your wide receivers. Those are more of your wings that are coming out the other side. But I don't have the other names, but these are I mean, their first names, but these are the bench guys. You got Powell, Dunlamy, Del Pazo, Atterbury, Lort. You got D. Smith, Copeland, and Cason. Just wanted to get everybody's names out there because I'm hoping people are going to watch your games, but now that they know your names, they may say, hey, you know what? Jesse Martin and David Hudson are in my biology class. Go talk to them. Go ask them about rugby. Even though the season's almost over, there's still games you can catch. There's so much you can learn. I was just at a wrestling event over the weekend and ran into a young lady who used to play at Life University that is a hotbed for rugby. Ask anybody in the collegiate rugby world. And she was impressed that I knew a little bit of rugby and told her a little bit of my background. She's probably going to be on one of these shows in the near future. So we'll definitely talk more about that. But just wanted to tell their names. Like I said, they got a game this Saturday, next Saturday, and then the following Friday they've got a game. But let's go to let's go to hockey. Let's go to hockey next. Hockey's got 2 games this weekend. They had 2 games last weekend. They went up to Tennessee. They lost game number 1 on Friday night, 10-3. Okay, it happens. And they lost game number 2 on Saturday, 6-3. Well, at least they're consistent. They got 3 goals. But Tennessee hockey, for people that don't know, they very much They very much have a lot of talent up there. I'm not saying that we were outgunned or nothing like that because no, we had the potential to win that one. We came up a little short, but that means this Friday at 9:45 and this Saturday at 10, they are going to welcome in Austin P State. That's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun matchup. Of course, I'll be the voice you will hear on YouTube. Hopefully, you guys will tune in to listen to that. We appreciate each and every one of you. Leave us comments, suggestions, everything, because my cameraman will be reading those comments, and you guys ask questions or give shout out. I'll give you a shout out on the broadcast. Just give me a heads up that you're watching and from where you're watching. If you can't be there live at the Atlanta Ice House, then shoot us a message. But those games are going to be a lot of fun. And speaking of games that are a lot of fun, we're watching KSU play against Western Kentucky right now. It is Western Kentucky just scored. It is 14-7 still in the first. It was like a big pass play. So that's all I know. I didn't see much of it because I'm watching you guys. But it's on ESPN2. It's great to have this national exposure like this. And this will be the end of the week game, during the week game tonight, because next weekend, I believe they're on the, can we look that up? They're on the road on Saturday. Somewhere. That's not going to help. We're going to see if we can get that pulled up. But the good thing about being in Conference USA is not only you're on the top level now, the Division 1A or whatever they want to call it, Division 1, but you're getting national exposure. You're playing on a lot of times. You're one of the few games during the week like this on a weekday. It's going to help because there's going to be people out there that are like, well, why don't I want to come to Kennesaw? Well, you want to play on national television in front of everybody? We're on national television multiple times a year. It helps. Absolutely helps. Here we go. Now we got the schedule. Cool. Currently playing tonight. You can also listen on the app. Then, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, November 9th, they will be at University of Texas, El Paso. The 4 p.m. start on that one. Might be the same time as the rugby game. That could be interesting. Could listen to them while I'm watching the rugby game. We'll see about that. Then the following week, the 16th, on that Saturday, they will welcome in Sam Houston. Not the person, the university. I had to check. That is the Salute to Service and Hall of Fame game for that one. So we will see Chandler Burke and others, I believe, inducted there. That's going to be a fantastic time. Senior Day is the following weekend, which is the 23rd. I believe that's right before Thanksgiving. And the day after Black Friday, on that Saturday, they will be at Louisiana Tech, and that will be their schedule. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, including tonight. Coming to a close. It's been really, like I said, that's the game going on now. It's been really great last year and this year being back full time doing Kennesaw. Because remember last week, we know about the big win over Liberty, but last week on this show, pretty sure that I said, this guy right here, said the KSU has some wins on the board for the rest of this season, and I think this week is one of them against Liberty. The rest of the country, not Owl fans, not Owl Nation, all of these great college minds thought it was going to be a bloodbath. Liberty's just going to truck them. It's going to smash them in a little bitty bit. Yeah, what do they know? Because we won that game. They opened tonight's game talking about Coach Bo and what he's doing with his program, and that he's such a builder, and he's done it on so many levels, and all the things school's doing, and it just what a great thing it was that when it paid off. you can't be a one-hit wonder, and that's something Coach has said many times. He said it before pregame or during pregame. But part of the reason that I decided to come back to this place full time was because I like helping to tell stories. It's not all me. It's a conglomeration of us all. It's Kai and it's John Bednarowski. It's the university. It's all these Emmanuel, all of us, and all of you guys that Kennesaw has such a great story to tell. It's one of the two universities I went to. It wasn't the one I finished at. It was not really KSU's fault on that. There's a lot of me not really being at the top of my game. We'll put it that way. But my mom has a degree from here. I've been in and around this campus for a long time, and I wanted to be a part of this story. I was a part of Georgia State's story for 7 or 8 years or so that I covered them. Still wish them the best. Still know tons of people over there. Still constantly trying to help out. Help tell that story. But I came back for moments like last week because we know everything happened. We thought it was completely over, and there was 1 second left on the clock. So after the first storming of the field that I call the practice run, they cleared everybody off. Well, me and one of the other media people, I told them, I said, why everybody's storming the field, we should go ahead and go down to the press conference so that we don't get caught in the mob. Yeah, that's a good idea. So we run down the steps, and about the time we get to the bottom of the step, they make the announcement. No, there's still 1 second left on the clock, and everybody's going to get off the field, and we got to play this 1 second out. Okay. So wanted to clear the field. I went and put my stuff at the press conference and came back out, had the media pass, so I could hang around. But to be down there for what was the real celebration and not just a practice run, and to see what it meant to you guys. I saw a lot of you guys, some in tears, some in jubilation and joy. See what it means to this university. I love it when a plan comes together. And man, did that plan come together last week. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Just the tip, folks. Just the tip of the iceberg as to what Owl Nation has in store for the country and what's to come. Like I said, I still say that there are wins on the board for KSU. They have a chance to win tonight. I know they're going to give UTEP everything they can handle next week. I know bringing in, where is it? I had it here. Bringing in Sam Houston. There's wins on the board. If they play Kennesaw football and they win the turnover battle, they can go toe to toe with a lot of people that the rest of the nation doesn't think that they can. And I'm telling you right now, Owl Nation can, and Owl Nation will. This is just the start. There's so many great things coming, whether it be rugby, whether it be hockey, whether it be football, whether it be so many other activities and sports that we don't cover, that we don't particularly cover. Shout out to all those. Shout out to all you guys at Owl Nation. And we've reached the end of the show. So appreciate all you guys tuning in to another great edition of Hootie Hoo. I'm Jeremy the Impact York. We will see you guys next week. Deuces, gooses. Go Owls.